There we go. You need to click the button. As the team moves forwards, advancing into the state that they're at, a few things have happened while their team happened to come about. Something in the capital caused an explosion, and, well, someone accidentally allowed that to happen. In that regard, everyone was in the scene of the crime and had accidentally got themselves more or less arrested. In order to clear their names and make sure that if anything was to happen within the time span that they left, the king had decided to send them on a mission. Mainly speaking, for two reasons. One, they needed a third party to investigate a door to the Feywild, as no communication has been relayed for quite some time. And two, in order to clear their names, they needed not to be there. If they decided to run or go away, it was their entire choice. But the king made sure if something was to happen and information had been granted to him, he had to make sure that the wild cards weren't around. In that regard, your team managed to get here after 2 weeks. It was more or less uneventful, except for a few scrimmages with some bandits here and there, but you managed to get here. Then you notice a large amount of creatures that should not have been in this area, coming in this area. One was a giant sea serpent, a couple of them were giant ants, and eventually you met up with the enemy team, led by one goblin named Swine. He decided to teach you a few magic circles because he's not the smartest person. No, he's technically pretty smart, he's just not wise. You tricked him into believing that you were the enemy agents that were to replace them after 10 hours. Thankfully enough, it has only been 8 hours, and like some evil people or bad co-workers, they decided to not come in early. But, deciding to see what's on the other side, mainly for your own curiosity, you jumped in and resolved your own feelings. Stepping into the Feywild, it was a strange place with a lot of paperwork and a language you did not understand. You met an ally named Allie. She helped you and translated, and you spoke with the queen of the Fey Summer Court named Titania. She had decided to help you because she is part of the contract itself, but could not actually physically help you or send anyone from her own group. In that regard, you decided to take her offer, but really didn't take anything except for Becky, who is technically now cursed and blessed. Ray, wanting to learn a few things, had decided to go and speak with a father really, about trying to learn more health-related situational matters. He belittled him, told him he was a bad dad for not teaching his daughter well, and somehow the daughter decided to join your group just to get away from her dad, mainly. But you managed to return back here with Ali said goodbye. Ray paid her fines that she accumulated in the Feywild, so she doesn't have to pay with a curse, and you made it back here. You decided to take down Swine and his enemy agents. He's technically dead right besides Nira, and everyone else seems to be okay. Looking to the side, however, one of your team had decided to go and train more. One, Alyssa. With Iris's help, she had managed to call her own mother, who was also a little different, but nicer than her dad, and had decided to train her instead. Bringing her back into the Feywild, they were to start off with high-level training of healing magic and or how to make sure the body can self-heal. Ray, hearing upon this, was for some reason surprised that a family of healers, the mom also knew how to heal. But yeah.
Curses.
And Human Man Dan, where is he?
It's excuse me, it's Human Dan.
Human Dan.
But with that out of the way, Human Man Dan is also in the Feywild, as he himself is asking for something, which is never a good thing, but he decided to. The Fey Queen did state She's not sure how long he'll be here based on what he will ask for. But you likely won't be surprised if he doesn't return for quite some time. So with those two in the Feywild and the rest of you currently active, it doesn't take long as you remember that Tim, if you had decided to go into the Feywild, had agreed to raise advice of calling in reinforcements after an hour's passage of time. You guys didn't return after an hour, and currently, 2 agents that you know and a couple of other guards.
Isle, best buddy.
Isle and Opal have made it back. His guards look around and they can see the dead bodies. Isle and Opal move forwards. They tell the guards to stand back, but you can clearly tell they are not happy with what you just did. Well,
Isle, my old friend.
you can tell Isle's not happy. Opal can't see your face. Well, it seems here you've managed to do it again. I suppose these people weren't guarding something to help out their own people, were they? Perhaps, did you explode something while you were out here? I did see a few of the guards that were positioned here dead around us. You don't happen to have that information, would you?
I can fill you in with what I do know. The individuals that are dead around here are the ones that were trying to break open the gate.
Yes, I can see that. They aren't assigned to this post. But
And
they're also dead.
yes, we tried to resolve it peacefully as much as we could. We even traversed into the Feywild ourselves to try to prevent it from the other side. But all of those options came up fruitless, and we had to resort to stopping them with force before they fully opened the gate.
I can understand that, but taking out everyone, surmountedly suffice to say, gives us little information on who or what they are working for and against, and what they had desired to opening the gate in turn.
Well, do not fret about that, as the ones you see here are dead. There are others that are only unconscious, hidden in the bushes above.
Is there
I
any-
point now that I know that Isle will protect them, and someone can't just kill them in front of me. I will refer Isle to the 3 people that were hidden in, or the 2 people that were hidden in the bushes up in the north.
Isle, I would like to say something. We were
no.
sent to get information. I am a vampire, you know. We were sent to get information, and we got information.
No,
I feel we have done what we were asked and should be set free.
you have done the exact opposite. You got here, found the situation, went into the Feywild without any consent or concern, thankfully enough managed to get back here, killed anyone with potential information, hid their bodies from me,
I beg your
and now,
pardon.
when I pointed
We
all this
know-
out, you gave
Now
me something.
We now know who it is that is trying to open it.
And who might that be?
Yeah, Mother, do you remember?
Yes. I took notes.
Oh, hey!
And I'm not going to say
Oh,
until
no.
I find out if we've been set free. These were bad men. They started it. They kicked us and called us names. We are just trying to close the gate, and we did.
Opal, yes. Go and retrieve the bodies. I'm assuming they're alive, but with this group, I am honestly not sure.
Ray
Sure.
will go with Opal up there.
Now then, Mr. Michael, was it? It seems to me that you are under the impression that you are restricted to this job. In fact, you are not. We are simply clearing your names of the events that have happened. And since you seem to not want to do that, we have to forcibly interrogate them with an inquisitioner, bringing them back into town. And since you are not being complicit, you have two options. One, when Opal returns with the 3... He was about to say dead bodies, but he's technically not sure. Bodies, you're more than welcome to return and enter into the magical circle that'll bring us back in the town. Or 2, points towards the north. You are more than welcome to enter into a new country's territory and see how you fare on that side.
I think I'd like to go to town and talk to some of my associates.
Fine. Also, why do you have a catfolk with you? She wasn't even part of your team.
She smells good.
No.
When
Ray's protective senses will go off.
Oh no.
Stay away from me!
she actually hasn't been. When you look back, your senses go back. She's not anywhere near Micah. In fact, you can tell she's currently collecting herbs, medicine, and stuff like that in the grass and stuff. So when this entire conversation was happening, she has like no idea what's going on until Isle said, "Why is this person with you?" She then looks towards him. Technically, I am a liaison from the Feywild to help out an associate of yours, one Mr. Ray. I see. They seem to tag along with the most interesting sort of people.
Isle. What you need to know is we're really good at making friends, as you can see. And since we're good at making friends, we've created a alliance between us and the Feywild, as long as Catgirl is with us.
Look, I don't care if she's with you. I just want to know why. And if you had made an alliance, that will be a
I know why.
contract.
I know exactly why.
Sure. Whatever.
I thought she was a normal cat. And I brought her with us. But it just turns out that she's a human cat. Can you believe that?
Yes. That
Sounds
is
like kidnapping to me.
interesting. In the meantime, while they're basically just harassing him while he's doing his job, Ray points out the not dead but unconscious
They're
bodies.
alive.
Opal, please be careful with them. They may be spared from death, but they are still injured.
That's quite alright. As long as they're injured and not dead, that shouldn't be an issue. She grabs one body, puts it, like Fireman carries it, another body over her shoulder, and the last body over the other shoulder.
Damn.
Wow.
Doing good for someone. Is that the girl that had acid to the face?
My gosh, you're strong.
Yeah, she is the one that got acid spit in her face.
Oh yeah, I forgot it.
Opal, how is your face been doing?
It's been healed by the clerics.
I tried to heal as much as I could during the moment, but you know.
It's a lot.
It happens, I suppose. Doesn't happen a lot, though. But thankfully enough, Kathy, well, I don't know if you know her, but the current head of the church, as the actual father, had to go on, what's it called again? An expedition. She's currently helping out people and making sure that they're safe. I got a little healing from her.
Was this recently?
Like a week and a half ago.
I wonder how she's doing. I actually live in that church.
It's a
At
little
least for
weird,
now.
but they do take care of people that are in need.
I help them with the healing, you see.
Oh, well, they are low
Sorry.
in numbers. It's alright. So it's not surprising that it would take a third party to help out in that regard.
Well, I'm glad that you're okay and not, disfigured in any way.
Oh no, it was just surprising. To be perfectly
Yeah.
honest, if I actually went into combat with your fish friend, he would have likely died.
Well, yes, exactly. I find it so weird that that human could definitely spit out acid. Strange.
She looks at you, not surprised that you don't know what he is, but also not willing to tell you any more than you need to know because of the conditions you met under. Sure. Looking towards Isle, she then states, "All right, I have everyone. We can call in the rest of the guards to come in tow, but I should have the magical circle set up in about 10 minutes." He looks back after being berated and mocked at by Micah and the rest.
I'll... Quick thing. We were able to stop the opening of the gate, but there were a lot of monsters that got through and can cause harm to the surrounding areas. Were your men able to stop them?
We were able to stop many, but not all. I highly doubt we got here in time to stop everyone. But we will, in regard, be sending out more sentries here and keeping everything safe. But the main situation and problem is, though, that that gate is not completely closed, and we have no way of closing it. Right now, it's cracked open. And with a crack, physically, as you have stated, able to bring things in, can clearly bring things back out. 5 of you. He
Wait,
looks towards
wait.
the guards. Go
Would it
and keep
not-
the gate safe.
Yes. Thank you.
Do you believe that magic, such as mending, may heal this gate, or would it take something more than that?
It'll take something more than that. This gate is bound by magic itself. Mending, while useful physically, will not help out that property. They were basically forcing a magical, cemented, permanent spell and trying to crack it until it broke. Now then, Liaison Tim, please step forwards. Yeah, how's it going?
Tim
Thank
was
you
very
for-
helpful, by the way. He did a lot.
Very
Of nothing.
strong individual Tim is.
Can we leave Tim here? I vote we leave Tim here.
Looks towards you. No. And looks towards Ray with a raised eyebrow. I am surprised to hear that. Mainly, they take care of themselves. Oh, so I was honestly taking a wild gamble. Tim, is that the name you went with this time? Yeah, technically, boss. You did hire me, and technically can't give him all the information I know. Well, you are technically a double agent, so that's not that surprising. Now then, seems that everyone should gather about, and we'll bring you into town. Does that seem fair to you, or do you need time to ruin anything else, or did you forget any information that I need to know?
I feel as though there probably is some information we forgot, but if we remember it, we will definitely come tell you. I mean, one of us literally has dementia, so it's not surprising if we forget anything.
My dementia is not contagious.
What your vampirism is.
Right. With that, Opal opens a gate to the city. Everyone steps in, and you all return back. However, you did forget something, and
Yep.
that
I
will
know.
play out on its own.
I forgot something.
It's fine.
I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention. So,
That's fine.
Shannon.
I'm just gonna play it out because technically it did happen.
Mhm.
It did happen.
So, the town guards that are currently keeping watch until the actual reinforcements return. Oops, that's the gate.
I
begin
didn't
to
tell
move
you this
swine.
because my character would not be in, like, would not be focusing on this, but you'll soonly see.
And the other
Where-
body, and basically buries them. After a while, he comes back and then states, "All right,
Would you
men.
say 4 hours while?
Who knows how long that took?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, now you guys get it.
Oh yeah, those people.
Yeah,
the
those
other way.
We have about
Right, the other shift.
we have to wait until
God damn it.
tomorrow, until Opal is able to return back with the reinforcements. So we must keep stand and must keep guard." One of the other guards then states, "Sure, boss, whatever. You're technically not the boss, but someone has to lead us." "Right. Regardless of that, do you remember anything else that they stated?" No, not really.
Nope.
It's just they jumped into the portal, came back out, killed the enemies, and then said they don't really remember anything else." Well,
Can't wait to do it again.
not exactly.
We're gonna do it again.
Well, they're not exactly. How should I phrase this? Good at their jobs. Good at their jobs. Yes. So keep an eye out and make sure that we survive this.
Good
When
luck.
that happens, they hear a rustling sound from the woods. They look around but don't see anything. With an entire scope of their vision, they don't see anything but return to the positions. When they return to their focal points, they see one person right next to them.
Oh,
The person in tow then states, "Oh, well now, it seems that my team has failed." "Who? What are you?" "Oh, don't worry about me. If you want to know, though, I come from the Kingdom of Frost, and my boss is probably going to be very mad. So I need heads to roll. I am really sorry about this. I'm not a fan of killing unless I have to." "Men, grab your blades and swords." It seems, and with that movement, the person in tow and in question steps, you don't see, and a massive bolt of electricity sunders and moves about and hits this person in twain. With a massive jolt, the magic itself bolts through the body,
Ooh.
and the man just hits the ground dead.
with an X on him.
"Oh, no, don't get up. Don't mind me. I am just doing my job. And remember, how should I phrase this? It's not my fault that you're here now, but it's your fault that, well, I suppose that you didn't ask the people that you likely killed. And I am not a big fan of killing, which means that if you had a hand in that, well then, it seems that you're my enemy. How does he make it back to town?"
What a shame.
I mean, I'm not responsible for poorly experienced guards. You know,
Right. I mean,
their
and
training should have been a little bit better at guarding.
he didn't have a name,
like their
so
name,
he was
but
really not even important.
yeah, his parents didn't even care enough to give him a name. So I mean, was he really important?
Might have been.
God, this is a good turnout to be the king's son.
Woo.
Returning back to town, you do see that you're safe, you're here,
Ooh.
and the statue that you were right next to is shining. If you had to guess, this is the focal point that Opal brought in, and no, I'm not going to tell you this, because you're technically bad at your job, so I don't think your characters would understand what that implication means.
Nope.
So with that,
Where's that
I'll not wanting to deal with you guys anymore then states, "Right then, we're back into town. I'm going to speak with the king. Opal and the rest are going to head into the guard tower and put these people into the Inquisitioner's hands. That being said, do what you'd like. Don't leave the town for the next 24 hours. If you do, we will consider that a treasonous act, and you will be under the watch and potential death of the rest of the guards in town. If you ever decide to return.
Bye, Isle, old friend.
We are not
Until
friends.
next time.
I rolled an investigation to see how the statue repairs have come along. But I'm also apparently blind with Becky. So
Ouch.
You can tell that it's no longer shattered and cracked to the degree that you saw before. It still has some wear and tear, but thankfully enough, it didn't completely shatter. It just cracked, which is the best possibility. But
Well-
go ahead.
I was gonna just turn with that and be like,
Well, it seems as though we can maybe leave a mark on this city, good or bad. Iris, it's up to you what you would like to do here. You're free to act in your own will. I will be going to go sell some of the things that I acquired during my travels.
Ray,
Yes.
if you happen by a shopkeep, don't mention my name. Thank you.
Okay.
Very
well, then
vague. If you
go
happen
off
to,
to-
if you happen upon a shopkeep, don't mention me.
Any of them?
Well, the only one that I know of.
no and Becky. Yeah,
The one
none of
she
them.
stole from.
Well, I started off this whole game by stealing from a pretty big shop.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
I don't know what that is.
where is everyone heading? If they're deciding to split apart, you can. If you don't want to, you can also just hang out.
I'm ironically going to sell stuff, so
Okay, so Becky and Ray are going to the shopping district, but not.
no.
No,
Not
together.
together. Like at least 10 feet apart.
Yeah,
Because that would be awkward.
I'm just splitting you guys apart.
I would like to go talk to my friends that sent me on this undercover mission in the crypt.
All right, Micah's going to the graveyard.
Ooh.
I'm going to say for purposes, Nira is heading back home.
To the brothels.
Not part of the brothels, but whatever. I don't know what you heard.
We've been traveling with her for quite some time. She's been fun.
Tim looks towards you guys, but ultimately just says, well, I've kind of completed my job. Let's see here now. The money I've earned, I can probably spend a night. Nah, who am I kidding? I'm going to abuse the church system.
Yep. I knew Tim would be back there. I'll be back. I want to go there later, but I knew Tim would go back there, so I'll just meet him there.
He's pretty cheap. Iris in tow then just looks around. Well, I'll find something to do.
We forgot to
Oh.
ask.
Iris, before you head off. Son of a bitch!
As you round the corner, you don't see her.
I was gonna offer some currency because I don't think she has normal currency.
She probably doesn't.
Oh, no.
Magic.
Wait, my opportunity. Let's go
There's
snip her out.
brothels. She's in her 30s.
God.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes,
This is gonna make her mad, but I think it's the only way that a guard would do anything about it.
so,
Miss, do you
I
mind
don't
not,
know.
Miss, do you mind not grabbing my butt while I'm speaking with him?
Sorry about that.
He couldn't find his pocket.
there's a child, that is kind of missing. She should be fine on her own, but she does not. She left without her purse. Is there any way that I could hand you, the guard some money, and if they come across this child, they could give it to her?
Don't trust him.
Roll persuasion.
She's a 31-year-old child. I don't.
Yes, but it's the only way I think that a guard would actively take money to someone is if they think it's a child on their own. Never get good rolls, never get good rolls, never get.
He looks towards you, clasps both of your shoulders, A child is missing? Giovanni, yeah, what's going on? A kid's missing! A kid's missing!
Oh no.
Get the rest of the guards! He comes back. Thank you, sir. We will find your lost child. Whoever
No,
she is.
it's not lost. It's misplaced items.
When they get towards Micah, sir, have you seen the lost child?
Ray will just
Yes,
yep,
I
walk
have.
away.
She smells really good.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You see more guards come towards Micah as you
He's
move
going
over
to
to the
jail.
next scene.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Why roll?
Ouch.
Why roll
Uh,
20? Just please.
You're really good at rolling those.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
So,
Charlie,
uh,
to put in perspective my luck, I literally rolled 2 nat 1s in one roll.
Wow, that is
Last session.
actually statistically impossible, and I don't
Yeah.
know how you did that.
It's really good. Oh, sick. Your introduction.
My introduction. And I live with anime characters.
Hey.
kinda.
Living the dream.
So, entering into town and looking about, you can tell that the people around here are more or less friendly. Where exactly do you hail from? Like, you can tell me like a location, place, something general if you'd like, but for some reason you had to come into town.
This is very specific and not general at all, so I hope you're ready for this.
Yeah, that works too.
So, my family are outcasts. We are a family of outcast dwarves because we all have gigantism. So we're actually normal sized, but we're still dwarves. But we make weapons just like dwarves, but they're too big for dwarves because we make them for normal sized people. So they kicked us out. So I'm here in town trying to market our normal sized human dwarf weapons.
I love it so much.
Wow.
All right. As you enter
Perfect
town,
for our party.
Also, for some reason, I forgot my hammer at home, so I need to buy one.
this works well then. As you enter in town and go into the market district, you look around and you can tell, these people might have something, but maybe not. You wander about and then you see a man currently setting bladed weapons. It's not hammers, but it's pretty close. You look about and you can see his name tag. He goes by Hawk. Most of the people that usually have things that sell things have like little name tags on them. Sometimes that say, "Hello, my name is blank." Underneath that, it's usually the company or organization they work under. For Hawk, it just says the name Hawk. Underneath that, it says Ironworks.
Okay. Well, naturally, I think I need to go ask Hawk about his selection of bladed weapons and whether or not he has any secretly stored away non-bladed weapons.
Like a hammer.
Or a bunch of blades.
All right. You come over
Tiny.
towards his booth, and he simply walks over. Hello there, good sir. The name's Hawk. Come from the sea. And you are?
Raulgruk Grumblebender.
A fine name. Tell me, Halgrok, have you ever gone to the sea and explored the depths?
I gotta work on my dwarven accent here. Tell me, land dweller, have you ever seen a dwarf that's gone to sea? Are you mad, wee laddie?
In fact, I have. My best friend, you see, was a good dwarf. He's about 2 feet shorter than you, but he's a good man. Very brusque and sleek of feet and wonder. But you, since you are a brother of his, I will get you a great deal on something. Tell me now, Mr. Raulgrok, what do you seek in either the world or at my table?
Well, I see you have a fine selection of bladed weapons there, son. Do you happen to have any hammers stored away? I'm in need of a
Hammers?
one-hander to pair with my quarterstaff.
Well, if you're talking about hammers, I have just the thing. He goes underneath the table right here. He like basically just gets on all fours and kind of like a child goes underneath the blanket. Then brings out another box and puts it on top. Like he just puts it on top of the bows and opens it. Here we have a fine selection of hammers. What exactly are you looking for? Something magical, something pristine, something average but above average, or something that you just like to look at but not really commit to?
Something that'll cave in a goblin's head.
Ah! Well, have you tried a rock?
I find rocks don't have enough reach.
Fair enough. What's your budget looking like? He then goes into the box and begins to roam around.
Well, what's your range on the hammers?
The average hammer is roughly around 5 gold. If you want to go into more magical inclined, very dangerous weapons, well, that'll stretch the wallet, you see. So, a standard hammer, 5 gold. If you want to go with a war hammer, 25 gold. A brisk hammer of fire and metal, that'll be around 200 gold. Or a metal hammer, filled with a very cosmic energy around us. I don't have that, but it'd probably be expensive.
Ralgruk considers his options, and while in need of a hammer, thinks that perhaps saving up for a warhammer would be in his best interest, and therefore chooses to leave and search for the opportunity to make some money.
That's fair.
Thanks, Hawk, and tells him he will be back. Thanks.
Oh, no problem. But remember, we're in an open market. So, persuading, telling us or trying to smooth talk us into getting a lower deal, that's how we work here.
Well, Hawk, as you can see, I happen to be a wizard, and I do have quite a bit of parchment and the ability to send a message spell. Is there any chance that I could get a discount on that warhammer to send a message to anybody that you've been wishing to speak to?
Oh, the message spell. Surely that'll captivate... and then he stops himself before he actually says the name. I do. If you're willing to send out a message to someone specific in town, giving you their name and giving you this message, and making sure you keep it to yourself, I'd be more than willing to bring down the Warhammer's price.
Sounds like a deal to me.
Right then, there's this woman in town. He actually stopped yelling for this part.
He's very.
He's very good at secret yelling.
Comes over. Now then, there's this woman in town that I'm trying to court. It's not working so well. She told me to stay 60 feet away from her. So this is a great way of going around that. She's typically roughly around, he then points towards this, oops, wrong tool. He then points towards, the east direction.
Okay.
This direction. He points in an exact spot, which is currently behind, this wagon.
Okay.
There's a woman there. If you go around, you'll be able to see her, but you just need to get close enough to deliver her this message. He then hands you a small piece of paper.
Okay.
You can do that whenever you will. But
yes, does this piece of paper have the name of the person on it?
it does.
Okay.
Like it's not the name itself is not on the paper. It's currently folded. It's inside the paper.
Okay. Got it.
So he then states, do that whatever you will upon this day, but specifically before tonight. You said you wanted the Warhammer, correct? Normally, that costs you 25 gold. But since you are doing this for me, I'm willing to bring it down to 10 gold.
Ralgruk unfolds the paper, quickly scanning over the message and deciding that there isn't anything too risque in it that would put him at risk.
There is not. Looking at it, you do get the name Mera, and the missive basically states, My dearest, well, I'm not gonna do this in his voice. My dearest Mara, tonight I look for you in the stars in the sky. If you do the same to me in turn in twain, come to this location, which is basically a restaurant called the Nine Inns, and there we will meet the stars within our own eyes.
All right. Well, Ralgruk casts the message cantrip and sends the message to Mara.
All right. Behind the wagon that you pointed at and delivered the message, you just hear someone's voice. What? What the hell was that? Who's doing that? Then you hear footsteps leading away.
Okay.
Excellent. It seemed that the message was delivered. He then hands you, upon transaction, Warhammer.
Okay. Do I need to do anything to give you my 10 gold, or do you just take
You
it?
subtract it. So when you go into your character sheet, you look at the amount of gold you have.
Yep.
It would be underneath your tax and spellcasting.
Do I just make it, just deduct 10 from it?
Yes.
Okay.
You would have, like, at start, roughly 15 to maybe 18 pieces of gold.
Okay, well, I have 10, so now I'm broke, and I need to go make some money. So...
I'll give you, like, 5 gold.
I'm a dwarf, I really need a hammer!
Alright. In the same way you put in the spell into your own character sheet, you look for Warhammer, and you put it into your character sheet.
Okay. I will do
Probably
that.
the same way you did the staff.
Yeah.
He then says, "Excellent! If you need anything else, or know of someone else that requires nature's beauty, the weapon, the smithing, please think of Ironworks, and please remember, if you think of Ironworks, think of the rest of us. Think of those that care and those that wonder, and that is an adorable cat girl, and why is she walking alone?"
Ralgruk nods his head and suddenly turns around to see a cat girl walking through the market.
Also, Charlie, she's 3 feet tall. Just so you know.
She's a little cat girl.
Sorry, go ahead.
You do see her going towards what appears to be jewelry. Like, wandering as if a child has been lost but found something shiny.
Okay.
You can interact with anyone here, or you don't have to.
I don't have any... Are there any people selling food? There are people selling food. Is that Violet
Yes,
selling
Violet
food?
is in fact selling food. So is Wen. No, wait, technically she's selling. Trench is selling fish and what's it called? Fish and other ingredients from the sea, and Violet herself, ingredients from the ground and vegetables and some, but not a lot, of bread.
Okay.
Different varieties.
Breads of different varieties. Okay.
She also sells tea.
All right. Well, let's just. Do I need to like go through full dialogue options for each of these people, or can I just go buy some bread and
You can
fish?
just go buy some bread.
All right.
A piece of bread is just 2 copper.
Okay.
Copper is 10 copper equals 1 piece of gold. 10 pieces of gold equals 1. 10 pieces of silver equals 1 gold. So if you remove 2 copper, you then would have 9 pieces of silver, 8 pieces of... Man, my math is going to be annoying. 8 pieces of copper, 9 pieces of silver, and 4 pieces of gold.
Okay. Then, how much bread does Violet have?
Different varieties. She has muffins. She has the actual breads you see on there, which names I'm currently forgetting. She does have loaves of bread, various sorts. She does have ciabatta.
Ciabatta. Wow, nice. If only I had a panini maker or something. I am gonna buy
Charlie,
a
you have
loaf
fire
of
magic.
bread.
You can toast
Yes,
up some of the
A
bread.
loaf of bread, 2 muffins, and a fish that I will roast later.
She'll cut you a deal and make it 5 copper for the entire thing.
Okay.
Trench's fish cost 1 copper a piece. it's not a very big fish that you get because you're going to roast it for later, and he makes sure, you're actually able to eat it. So he wraps it up, puts it in your bag, and then states, "Have a good day." And then Violet states, "Do come back if you decide to."
Okay, so cost me 6 copper. So I got 9. There we go. All right, I'm good. Do I need to add that stuff myself?
You can add 2 rations to your list.
Okay.
You should have rations, so you just adjust it. Because if you
Say-
have like an
say
explorer's
that.
pack,
Do I have an explorer's pack?
you usually
I have a-
start with something
I
similar.
have a scholar's pack and a component pouch, and that's it. So
Then just put in 2 rations.
okay.
That's weird. Anyways, you wonder about, is there any specific spot you're looking for? To find a job, you can look towards the shops in town, maybe ask some of these people. You can also ask some of the guards. When you entered into town, they did state that they would help you find a job as you're looking for one, or at least
Okay.
getting people to hire your skill set. They did say they were going to look for one, but it would take roughly until tomorrow to do so. So they mentioned you going to the guard tower in case you wanted to do something. In the meantime.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. As you head towards the guard tower, we will head towards the graveyard.
Yay.
Like always, Micah, this place is as dark, as decrepit as it is in the morning as it is at night. Less people are less spirits are here due to the fact that it is morning. But some are still around. You do see some of your... I don't know if you consider them friends, but people you remember the most.
Okay, question. Who was the name of the guy that sent me? It's on a different piece of paper that I don't have with me. That sent me on the quest to
Truce.
find out what... Truce.
Truce.
Okay, he's my boss.
Yeah, more or less, he is your boss. These guys have always spoken with you. Sometimes you remember their names, sometimes you kind of forget. But the woman's name, or at least the woman figure's name, is Lisa.
Lisa.
And the other one's name, well, it takes some time to remember, but you do call him Aster.
The hairy-backed guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
technically it's pools of light expanding, but yeah, it kind of does look like hair.
Okay, wait. Lisa
Oh.
and who? Baster?
Aster. I just misspelled the name.
Aster. Okay. Lisa. Have you seen Truce lately?
Shouldn't be back here until tonight. Oh, welcome back, by the way. But yeah, he shouldn't be back here until tonight. We usually meet up. Some of us get assignments. If you want to speak with him, we could probably have someone go fetch him, but I'm not sure if he's currently working or not.
I've been traveling for weeks on this mission that he has sent me on. I'm tired, and I'm really, really, really thirsty. So, how about you fetch him, and I'll drink somebody's blood?
I mean, you're not really supposed to do that in the middle of the day, but just don't get caught.
Okay. Do you have a rat I can suck on?
Aster looks towards you. Sure. Looks towards his back. Phil. Yeah, what is it? Do you mind summoning the rats again? Micah's hungry. Sure. Just give me like 10 minutes. I'll find a couple. Thanks. And Lisa heads out to maybe find Truce. After a while, 10 minutes do pass, and Phil comes over. All right, I managed to find 3 rats. I don't know how long that'll sustain you, but better than attacking people.
Thank you, Phil. Rather suck on them. It'll take just a moment. In the meantime, what's been going on here during my absence?
You begin to drain the blood of a rat like a child drains a Capri Sun. Phil then states, nothing much. Apparently something had happened in the corridors not that long ago. It's the reason you were assigned to that mission. As it turns out, the king had done so for a few reasons, but the main one was to rat out a few people that had seemingly conspired to destroy the point tower. The structure in the middle of town, the one that looks like a statue.
That would have been me.
You were assigned to stop the people that were still in town?
No, I was assigned to find out why the gate was opening and who was opening the gate and what was going to be happening.
Oh.
At least as I recall, that's what I was doing. I might have gotten confused. I think I was supposed to find out what the king was going to do and to talk to the king. I got in trouble with a group of vagabonds and then got sent on a mission to close a gate. I think.
All right. Well, the king himself wasn't really doing anything other than trying to root out the potential evil that was already here. Different kind of evil. Yes, I know we're spirits and we kind of damn the souls of humans, but we stopped doing that a while ago. Humans are basically their own issue, and the rest of the humanoid races in turn. But basically, he managed to find out 3 other insurrectors that were trying to do something to the city itself. And it seems also today, according to our liaison with the town guards, that someone just brought in 3 people so the Inquisitioner can find out more information about them.
There was one gentleman who actually set off the bomb that blew up the statue. But he did not go on our tour. I can't remember what happened to him. Did you ever hear?
We did hear about someone being taken when you, before you were assigned on your mission. I don't know what happened to him. You might want to speak with the guards or perhaps the king himself. But we haven't actually seen the entity leave the town.
I'd like to suck his blood.
I suppose you could, as long as he's not dead.
Certainly. I'll make a note.
Okay. After a while, you do just small talk, and eventually Elisa is able to manage to find Truce. It did take like an hour and a half, so he likely was doing something. Oh, Micah, you're back. Now then. Well, first and foremost, welcome back. I expected you about 2 weeks from now. Any reason why your trip got expedited?
You expected me 2 weeks from the future?
From the point of now, it takes 2 weeks to get there and 2 weeks travel back.
Somebody had a transporting machine. Those were very interesting. And we transported here.
I've never heard of a machine doing that, but I suppose if they infused it with the circle spell... never mind that, I'm just talking out loud. So, first and foremost, welcome back. As I said beforehand, they then go into their jacket, and then brings out a sack of money. Alright, this is for you for dealing with the mission at hand. Your mission has been deemed ended, as you had figured out who was attacking the gate. Truce then hands you about 25 gold.
Oh dear.
and then states, "As your mission reward, we have deemed this necessary. However, I will state that the king will likely summon you within the passing days. I wouldn't advise not leaving the town, maybe going and speaking with people about more of what's going on. We ourselves have some information, but looks towards the rest of the graveyard. Many of the spirits aren't able to, like yourself and myself, many of them are not able to simply walk around town and chit chat with people. They would give people heart attacks. Or worse.
True. So, Truth,
Yes.
tell me, what have you heard? Have you heard about who was in charge? That it was the Frost Kingdom that was opening up the portal? Did you hear that the portal's been kind of closed? And even though that has happened, what else have you heard?
The Frost Kingdom part and the door being almost closed are new. But I had heard that a group of insurrectors had been brought into the area. 3, in fact, have been found and located, but we're trying to make sure that no more have been found. One enemy agent with a strange brimmed hat and a very cocky attitude has been killed off. I don't really know his name, but apparently after the Inquisitor managed to scrape out the information from his head, decided it necessary to get rid of a potential danger. What was that?
No.
Oh, I was just saying that was my friend.
Oh no, they're gonna kill the people I saved.
You threw them under the bus. There was probably a reason for that, but yeah, you basically threw them under the bus. Truce then states, regardless of that, I don't know about the other 2 agents that were in town. The Inquisitor is likely speaking with them now, but I did hear 3 more agents have been brought in by a Miss Opal.
Okay. I am totally familiar with all of that.
Right. Well, the rest of the information I have is that the man with the brimmed hat tried to test out, maybe. I don't know why he decided to do it prematurely before the king got there, but the day you left was the day that they had a plan set in motion, where the king would make a speech in front of the Point Tower. The Point Tower itself, if you did not know, which most people do not for obvious reasons, is a place where people are able to draw in magical energy and focus it to the great degree and use it for their own spells. In case in point, Opal herself is able to use a transportation circle. Most of those times it needs preparation and skill to do so. The Point Tower itself allows her to return into town wherever she is or hails from. From what I can tell, and if you're back in town, she's likely the one that brought you back into town. She doesn't have enough strength to be, or likely more than likely, transport herself in front of you. Rather, she needs a magical circle that is already there. She likely teleported her team to the closest circle she had, and then moved forward towards your team. And to get back into town, she used the focal point to bring everyone back here.
Truce, have you heard if I am going to be held further by the king?
From what I can tell, the king is currently getting the rest of the information from the people that are being questioned. But since you had left the town before anything could happen, or before anyone could name names and implicate you based on if they contacted you at one point or time, you yourself have been cleared. It's just the finalization of that has yet to happen.
Okay. If, for some reason, I am not able or cleared, will you be able to get me out of the city?
I would be able to get you out of the city, yes, but once out, I'm afraid you can no longer work in the Kingdom of Isle, which is the current kingdom you reside in. You would have to go beyond the borders itself.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for paying me and giving me this information. I think I'm gonna go on a walkabout.
Right. If you want information, go and speak with the rest of the people. The only information I have on the other two insurgents that were in the city is that one was a merchant and apparently one was a baker. As you head back into town, Truce just goes and speaks. You see him do this from time to time. He goes and speaks with any of the spirits that want to talk or have any information. You know that they aren't really allowed into town, but at night they can walk a little smoother. So, because they're spirits, they are not bound by the physical laws of the world itself, unlike you and Truce. So they are very good information gatherers, but sometimes the information isn't that great. In this case, when he speaks with Aster, Aster just states, the only information I have this week, apparently someone came to town looking for a job or trying to get a job. They call themselves a dwarf, but they just look like a very buff human. Like, they're 5 feet tall, kind of short for one, but pretty stout. Druce then states, I see. Were they able to find one? Don't know. Didn't really follow up. I mean, no offense, but a human passing themselves on as a dwarf's not really news. It's just kind of sad. Well, we don't really know their circumstances. If they haven't found a job yet, I'll try to make sure if I can't find something for them. Although I'm sure the town guard might have something for them already. Well, that's all my information. Alright. Lisa, do you have any information yourself? Yes, but it's not good news. It usually isn't with you. Do you mind explaining? According to my information, someone attacked the outer gate. Luckily enough, no one was breached, but they were never able to find the culprit. They came in, attacked one of the guards for not being allowed to be in the city itself. They looked around after they were attacked, but no one found them again. It's believed that they ran away back outside of the city, but since we don't actually have proof of that, it's possible they somehow, in that commotion, came in. Alright, the rest of you, make sure that do you have a description? I'm afraid they were wearing a hood. The only thing I know of them is it's a blue hood with a crest of a rose. Alright, with that information, the rest of you spirits, he goes name by name, not just calling them spirits, but not all of them have names in my notes. Go and make sure if they are spotted in town to bring this information to me and anyone looking for it. They nod and they go about their day. Speaking of going back their day, 2 are currently going about their day. You go into shops.
My question is, have any of those ghosts and ghouls came across any lost childs recently?
Oh no.
Oh no!
Wonderful.
Right back to the place you want to be.
Oh, oops, he's not
Exactly.
supposed to be in that layer. So, after some time, you look around, roam around shops, but it's kind of hard to tell where exactly you need things. So, in your own way, you get Ray to go into the shop. You describe a man with a mask, and tell him if he's currently working. Thankfully enough, he isn't. You don't know why. It's the only shop you've been to in town. So you probably believe either he got fired or maybe he's not working today. So you know that the shop is safe.
And Becky, it's safe. Come do your shopping.
I will advance the woman behind the counter.
Good day.
The woman
I'm
herself
looking-
looks young, fairly young, fairly not that much of an adult, but not a child or a teen. She might be 20, maybe 21 at best.
Okay.
Good day. I'm here not to buy, but to sell. Do you know who I would talk to about that?
Welcome to the Emporium. My name is Flutter. How can I help you? If you want to sell something, speak with me. If you want to buy something, speak with me. Currently, my boss is under investigation and might die, but that's really not my problem. So, how
Too
can I help you
bad.
today? Not really. Apparently, according to information the king has found, and the town guard, he might have been trying to kill people, so it's not really bad news for me. I still have a job.
Does that mean you'll take over this place?
Until they find someone more accessible and available.
Would you not take up the opportunity to own the whole place yourself?
Not really. I go to school most of the time. This is just a temp job.
But why go to school to, in the future, own a successful business when you can own a successful business before you go to school?
That's stupid. I want to travel and blow shit up.
I get that. As a fireball wizard, I get it.
Anyways, I have equipment that I'd like to sell.
I'd
I
like to
will-
sell too. Throws down chunk of gold.
Wait, no, I was selling
Throws
my,
down chunk of silver.
I was selling my stuff, not.
Well, I can probably get some of the Ironworks people to deal with this metal. Is there just a price you're looking for, or do you want me to actually tell you its
I'm-
price, and then you
To
believe
get things
me?
priced.
All right. If you want to go and deal with the market itself, you can clearly tell she does not care for this job, but she is doing it. The gold itself is roughly worth 45 coins of its own value. The silver itself is worth 15 of its own value. Since I have to go and speak with the Ironworks people myself, which I really don't want to do, there's this weird dragonborn that's so polite. It's very creepy and annoying. Tell you what, the entire set of these chunks of metal, if you really want the money value, I'll do like 45 pieces of gold. Sound good?
Does not sound good to me. I will take my business elsewhere.
All right, whatever. Free to do what you
Run-
want.
Starts talking to the
Don't let anyone else
customers.
stop you. Although if you do something here that's not part of the store's MO, I kind of have to stop you. Just don't do that.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm listening. Wait, Becky stares at the bug flying around Flutter and grabs it out of midair to squish it.
You
And then
grab the
says,
bug.
Watch out!
About what? She then looks behind her. Becky, you unfurl your hand to show her, and there's nothing in your hand. But that bug is still behind her.
It's her familiar.
Oh, that
Yeah.
thing? Technically, yeah, it's a familiar, but it's also an illusion. It's, I don't know how, but I somehow was able to unlock some creature from the Feywild known as an illusionary, butterfly. It's basically a transparent creature that is not able to do any actual harm to anyone, but in turn, it itself doesn't get harmed by anything. It's a very rare creature. My professor thought I somehow just stole this from a rich person. After asking around and me basically being confined to my room for about 2 weeks, nothing happened. I then planned to sue them, but, it's a school. It's a mage school. I don't know how that'll work out.
Have you considered selling the bug? Or how about a trade?
No, the thing's
Lifts
like
up her
worth 2,000
arm.
gold. Why would I do that?
Well, what about a scarab beetle? It's a little bit more intimidating than a butterfly.
I can't bind with metal.
Well then, I'll take my business elsewhere.
Yeah, feel free to do what you want.
I'll let you sell, Shannon.
Anyways, I'm here to sell some equipment that I have, and then have one item appraised.
I will put
Sure.
down 4 daggers. And
I have these 4 daggers, and I would like 1 gold each for them.
Put down 2 short swords.
I know that the market price for a short sword is around 10 gold, so I'd look for about 5 gold each for these.
And 2 long swords.
And around 8 to 10 golds for the long sword.
If you want it, you got it, but man, you really gotta stop working with the market. I mean, it'll drive you down and make sure, like... Dude, you seem nice, and I'm gonna say this outright. Stop dealing with the market and just do your own thing. If you want to be violent, you don't have to sell these weapons. Like, the person that was with you, I'm sure they're more than fine with you carrying weapons to kill people. Like, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Don't go selling things off just because you want to be a part of the market. Rebel!
I mean, you're correct. So, I mean, then would you not sell or get rid of your butterfly? Why keep it for expense?
Oh, it's because I can blow stuff up, like, long range with it. I just have to connect with the thing.
Oh, that's a pretty good idea. Anyways, I do not need these. Why would someone need 3 short swords and 2 long swords? Or am I just gonna throw them at people? I only need
Could.
1 if I was gonna actually use one.
Well, I know of a lot of people that have a lot of weapons. Actually states that someone comes in with 2 short swords, very long blade that extends from his back. What appears to be 2 circular blades that are considered chakrams, and like a quiver and a what's it called? Hand crossbow.
Wow.
Damn.
Looks towards Flutter. Oh, hey, Flutter. Oh, hey.
I will look at that
Honestly, I
person and be like,
don't even
you
remember
are
your name,
correct.
dude. He looks towards you. Once Flutter says that, he kind of gets depressed. No, it's okay. I mean, we had chem class together, but, you know, I was sitting behind you. It's kind of... I get it. Then looks towards you, Ray. Can I help you with something?
Oh, me? I'm only here to sell some equipment, some swords.
Oh, it's just... You were looking at me, man. I mean...
I was just taking a look.
I will, like, turn toward Flutter and be like, give a nudge of, like, you like this guy?
Not really. I mean, he's a weirdo that comes around, talks with me.
Okay.
Has a lot of weapons, and he buys a lot of stuff. He doesn't hear this. She's just basically saying it, not whisper quiet to you, just like not straining her voice. But while you two are speaking, he does say, it's Steven, by the way. Yeah, Steven, whatever. Did you finish your report for chem class, by the way? We have a report? No, it's fine if you want a copy of my notes. Sure, whatever. Anyways, look around, buy stuff you want. I really don't care. Yeah. Cool. He goes back to the demeanor you saw when he first entered the store. Yeah, cool. Just let me know if you want to hang out or something. Yeah, whatever.
Well, that seems interesting. Anyways, I'm here to sell these swords. Was the price that I mentioned agreeable?
Yeah, that's
Agreeable.
fine, but you know, hassle the merchant. Make sure you rob them as much as possible. Don't just deal and try to get them a good deal. Rob them blind.
Bitch, I'm back to sell stuff. Throws down longsword to sell.
All right.
15 gold. And it's the best offer you'll get all day.
She just shakes her
I
head, like
literally-
she's saying no, but she says, fine. 15 gold.
Thank you. Now I'd also like to get this appraised, and I throw down a... Hold on, I've got some stuff. A pearl, a glittering pearl, as well as
God, I wish I could.
the green flower that I found. That's
Yeah.
also... Yeah.
You present her with these items. Ray, by the way, she's fine with that price. She's just chastising you because you aren't trying to rip her off.
Yes. Noticing this, Ray would have to do. I don't know. I would have to roll for lore information. Ray wants to buy this shop and fire this girl because there's no owner, and this woman is 100%. This looks like a profitable opportunity.
She is a temp hired in the position first by her boss, but now by the city. There's a
okay.
rotating amount of
Yeah.
people. However, they need to find someone that can actually work the thing. So if you want to go and speak with the king about that, you can. That's not an issue. But she herself is a terrible employee that's kind of going through an maybe anarchy phase.
Yeah, I'll sell what I have at the price I said.
Yeah.
Which would be 4 for the daggers. So I said 5 for 15, so
Mhm.
19, and then I said 8 to 10. I'll just do 10.
Yeah.
Because she looks like a pushover. So 28.
Kind of. She kind of looks like an intimidating person.
Yeah, but
uh,
like when in negotiating.
Yeah. Or she's willing to be a pushover in that situation. But regardless of that, she looks towards Becky. You want these appraised? Sure, that'll be 10 gold. That sound great to you?
Sound good to me.
You people are so stupid. She then puts her hand on the pearl itself. The eyes then glow white and then go into crimson red, and then change into and sticks to a white hue. She then reverts back to her blue color and then states, what you have here, this weird pearl thing, is considered a pearl power. You can store a level 3 spell into it, or something weaker than a level 3 spell. It can be a cantrip, level 1, level 2, level 3. If you know how to use a magic, it's cool. It means you don't have to spend your own spell slots as much. You can use it once a day, but after using it, you have to reintegrate a spell into it.
Can I throw it at people?
You can most definitely throw it at people. Maybe have someone drink it and choke themselves to death.
Interesting.
I look angrily at Becky because I know that would be more beneficial to someone else in the group, but I know Becky's not gonna give it to anyone else in the group.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm looking for is how expensive do you think that pearl is? Because I'd like to sell it.
You paid for the investigation and making sure that I inspect it, so I will tell you the price. But after I tell you the weird green flower thing. She then the eyes change after she picks it up to a weird yellow color and then sticks to the emerald green color of the flower. They then go back to her standard blue. Well, that's weird. It has magic in it, but it's organic, so I can't read the actual properties of the spell. The only thing I can tell you is if you brew it into a tea, it will infuse its magical presence into you. Though I don't know what that'll do. It could probably enhance an ability, or maybe it'll poison you.
Interesting.
Raldra
expensive is
Grumblebreaker sneezes because people are talking about things he wants.
The pearl.
Oh, go on.
The pearl itself, now that I've identified the items you requested, cost around 200 gold. The flower, since I don't know the properties of what it can do, and I'd need to verify it with probably some scholar at the school. It's gonna be annoying, but let's just say 35 gold, since I don't know what it can do.
Interesting. Well, I may be back later to sell it if I can't find anyone who will buy it for a higher price.
You could also probably do a trade if you want. If you want weapons, there's a merchant in town that works for Ironworks. There's also an established workshop for them, but they do custom orders, which is usually more expensive. If you want to buy something here or trade for something here of equal or lesser value, you're more than welcome to, or not. There are also jewelers in town, clothes makers, and just the standard shops as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. As long as you don't bring more business to here, I really don't care.
Well, I used to work here, actually.
Oh, that's
It's a day
weird.
job, but right before the boss got taken in. It was
Oh.
weird times in my life.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, there was downsizing once he got in trouble. According to record, he was apparently the one that crafted the bombs for the situation.
Oh, yes, he was. I am the one who took the bombs, but then I
Ray
sold them.
leans against the counter impatiently.
Okay. Ray, you hurry up your business because I need to go
Like
sell
after
my items.
more 10 minutes more of that just polite conversation or like down with the system, she then comes over towards you. Yeah. So you were saying?
Yes, I would like to have an item appraised. I do not wish to sell it, but I would like to know its value.
I will.
Sure, 10 gold.
No, I need an actual appraisal. This is the equivalent of a Mastercraft hat made from the Feywild.
And I will put down the super nice cat hat from Queen.
You want it appraised or you want to sell it?
Hot
I will
twist.
not sell this hat, but I do want it appraised to know its value.
I mean, if you want to sell it, I don't know. Money seems important to you too. There's a shopkeeper in town called Zen. She deals with clothing and can probably identify it better than you or better than me, since integrating magic into common items, it's very hard to do. And again, still learning magic, still a temp. 10 gold, and I'll see what I can do.
Ray will sigh.
Becky, let me ask you a question. Are you also going to the market?
Yes, I am. I'm going to the market and then I'll probably hit up the casino.
I guess I am going to the market with you.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
I will, before leaving, go over to
Yeah.
Steven.
I'm gonna talk to this girl looking at eyeballs.
Yeah.
Nice eyeballs.
More or less, from what I've been told, this weird item is able to scry into the very hearts and souls of people. It's like worth 1,000 gold, though, but I kind of want to see if I can't use it while I'm in the shop, to see if my boyfriend has been cheating on me.
That's fair.
That's fair. Okay. I will talk to Steven.
You tap him on his back, and he's surprised. Maybe he thinks it's Flutter, but he goes, yeah. Then he sees it's you. Can I help you, sir?
Yes. I want to test something with you, Steven.
Depends what it is, man. But no offense, but I'm not into dudes.
It has nothing to do with that. How much is a short sword? How much would you sell it for?
Like mine or a regular short sword? A regular short sword's like
Regular? Okay.
25 gold. You could probably get Flutter to. Yeah, she would do this. He gets like a wide-eyed puppy dog stare. You could probably get her to pay you more than it's worth. She's always so
How-
considerate with people.
How much would you buy one for if you were to resell it?
If it's a used blade, maybe 18 gold. If it's a new blade, 25 gold.
Steven, I know that you care about Flutter, but honestly, currently without a owner of the shop who is responsible, the shop will go under and she will be unemployed. And I do not think she alone would be able to pay her way through university.
It is technically a
think you
college. The college.
Oh, college?
It is a college because there's various studies of various. Sorry, it's a university, but her college is the College of Magic. For wizards, there are various other studies you can do, but the actual thing itself can be described as either a college or a university. Either one works.
Okay.
So, knowing this, do you want to take over this shop?
Not really, man. I mean,
You
Flutter
would
will
let
be
her go unemployed?
I mean, her family's rich, dude. No offense,
Of
but
course it
she's
is.
like the third richest person in town.
Get wrecked.
She'll
Give
be
up.
fine, and plus,
That is not. I do not care. I'm gonna be honest. I do not care about her. But the shop will go under without good management, and I thought that that could be you. But I think I judged you unfairly.
I mean, dude, I deal with weapons and stuff like that. I'm only learning Chem because she's in that class.
It does not matter to me. I think that you are an intellectual, and she is more free-spirited.
I mean, I don't have the ear of the king, so if you want to put in a good word,
That's
okay.
what
But
I was going to suggest.
Hey, could you
But
stop talking to this hippie? We need
Only
to
if
go.
you were. Only.
Ray.
Only if you. Only.
Do you say Ray again?
Nope. Just staring into
Okay.
your soul.
As I was about to do produce flames on that hair again.
Anyways, if you wanted to take over this company and run it well, then that is what I think a good investment on my behalf would be. I do not have much gold, but I do have the ability to get, face to face with the king, and I can help out in any other ways I can, maybe acquiring goods.
like, if you think you can, great. But honestly, I was just gonna join the guards when my studies were completed.
Would you rather join the
Steven,
guards
Steven.
or run your own business?
Steven, don't listen to this man. He's not good at anything he's ever done.
Would you rather own your own business or be a god? There's nothing you can lose during this whole interaction.
Oh,
I
don't
may
be a guard
fail.
either. We've killed plenty of those.
Just looks at you. Look, dude. If you can bring in a good word, that'd be great. Honestly, my family's kind of dirt poor, so I've just been stealing. Then he stops himself, finding these weapons everywhere. So, and
Becky
Merchant
leans
Sea-
in, is interested.
Merchantcy pays better. So,
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
if you want-
now have, if you own a shop, you can easily fence those items. I will not judge.
what do you think I've been doing?
But you can own your own fence. You know middle ground. There's
Ray,
no
he's
middle
coming
ground.
in here to sell those to Flutter.
He was. Sure. If you can get in a good word, great. But if you don't mind, you two are
It's
kind of
not-
cramping my style, and Flutter might think I'm into a dude or a very scary lady, which I kind of am, but it's not you. It looks towards Becky. I'm sorry. It's not me, it's you.
It's probably the bangs, right?
I think I'm.
Just
Okay, going to leave.
He then
I don't-
Stares at this woman.
you stare at her. Can I help you?
Just rolls intimidation.
Roll intimidation. Can I help you with something? You know her voice got higher pitched, but not so much that she's just completely afraid of you. You're just taller than her. Looks towards Ray. Can I help you, sir? Confused, wondering why you're
I'm-
behind this woman.
I am honestly just because I know my rolls are gonna be bad. I love it. I love it now.
So,
Just-
while these two are intimidating random people and potential
We're working our way
future,
back.
shop owners,
we walk by intimidation. It's like a drive-by intimidation.
yeah.
I have my rolls. This is a 3, by the way. I'm adding it to the list. I'm keeping track of my rolls. They've been great.
Anyways, wandering the streets, you do eventually find the guard
Tower?
structure.
Okay.
Wandering the streets, you do find this guard tower. A guard had to lead you here. All right, this is the tower. If you need anything else, please let me know. Currently, our captain is in shop, so if you need to speak with them, please have the representative at the gate / desk speak with you, and he can make an appointment. He more or less will likely have someone available, but do take in mind that we are investigating possible terrorism within our own city borders, so there might be screaming. Do not let that deter you on the events that you seek to make.
Okay, that makes sense. I feel like I walked into something here.
I mean, you can't do worse than Austin did in this place, so
Oh my god, it's so true.
Now then, sir, if you excuse me, I have to go find apparently a missing child.
She's out there.
we're off.
I mumble underneath my breath as I approach the desk, talking about crazy humans. But while I'm approaching the desk to speak, I hear someone who looks to be important behind the desk over yonder, and I hear some words that maybe sound interesting. Something about a gate and a fracture or something being broken. And I roll an investigation. I would like to investigate those keywords that I'm hearing from this person back here.
Sure. It's like a small little cubby area where it technically is blocked by you, but the doors.
Oh,
do
well,
swing...
never mind then.
No, the doors do swing in and out, so you do hear some words. It's not that
Okay.
difficult to do. Go ahead and roll an investigation to try to piece things together. As you try to piece things together, maybe the gate by the entrance of the city itself might have been attacked or broken. You're not exactly sure specifically what she's talking about. But the guard in front of you does state, can I help you with something? As you're just vaguely looking at the wall.
Yes, I tell him that I'm new to town, and I'm here inquiring about the possibility of employment, and that I have some rudimentary skill in magic, and wonder if they can use that in any kind of way to assist them with anything.
If you're new in town, then likely someone, let me go see if Opal's in. He then comes over here. Follow me.
Now, let's see. Oh,
Boop.
Oh, Opal,
he
you
goes
are
through the door. He knows how to go through the door.
Damn.
Opal,
Oh, that's
yes,
a big
Sergeant.
one.
It appears to me that someone is here is inquiring about their job. Looks towards you. This woman was the person that you saw when you came to town. She's the one that told you that she'd be looking for a job. Mr. Ralgruck, was it? She looks through her paperwork. We're still, I'm afraid, looking for a job for you. You mentioned that you had proficiency with crafting and magic. I'm afraid we have yet to discover something for you. The best we can offer, though, is you speaking with my boss, Mr. Weiss, and maybe he will have something that you can work on in the meantime.
And what makes you think that your boss would have work for me if no one else does?
My boss himself would have some information that is classified, or specifically that only him and the ear of the king would know.
Wow, these people are very trusting. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Right.
Is Vice available to talk right now, or do I need to come back?
He is. He's currently working on the negotiating skill tactics. Well, suffice to say, we apparently have some. Don't let this alarm you, but we do have people in town that might be ready and willing to attack people. Right now, he is chastising the Inquisitioner for accidentally killing one of the potential people.
So, before I go, I inquire about this broken gate that I overheard, and would like to see if she can divulge any information to me.
You tell her the stuff that you heard, and she goes, "Oh, I must have been speaking too loud. Well, I can't go into detail. If you want to know more, You can ask Vice, and maybe he can assign you to the team that was currently working under that topic. However, I can state that it is imperative that the gate is fixed.
Well, I do have some knowledge of the arcane, so perhaps I could be of assistance. I'll
Ah.
speak with Vice when he's available.
Of course. Come with me. Thank you, Sergeant. No problem. Looks towards you. If you need anything else, let me know. And let anyone else know. He then comes back. Opal, by the way, apparently there was a missing child in tow. Do you mind if I sent more people out to investigate for her? Yes, of course. We must make sure that she and anyone else is safe. Right then. And then you see more foot soldiers go into town. But Opal eventually does lead you to the door of Vice.
Okay.
She knocks on it,
The
and
door.
inside you do hear, can I help you with something? Yes, a Sir Ralgrick is here to inquire about a position in town. Oh, certainly. He's the one that came into town roughly 3 days ago, correct? Not 3 days ago. Roughly 2 days ago, correct? Yes, sir. Ralgrick, you remember that happening? It wasn't that eventful. You stayed in a few places, slept, ate. Stayed at the church sometimes, but not that often. And basically, you're here now.
Okay.
He then said, "Come in. I just unlocked the door." Do step inside.
You gotta use the door.
Cosmic girl.
Entering inside, you see a very, very pretty man. He does have elven features, but not a full elf. If you had to guess, he might be a half elf mixed with something else. He has long blonde hair and a very almost, how should I say this, RPG-looking coat with a badge insignia of Section 9.
Raldruk grumbles something under his breath in Elvish that's barely discernible to the captain of the guard. It's not very nice.
Yeah, he just looks towards you. When you say something underneath their breath, he just nods, not really knowing if it was to him or something else because he had no idea what you said. He then looks towards you and then states, do you mind if I finish what I was currently doing?
No, and I step to the side.
All right. He looks towards the woman, a very elegant, beautiful-looking woman. She's roughly around the age of maybe 25 to 28, middle 20s. The hair itself seems to almost incite the very look of the night, stars, and sky. A very beautiful-looking amount of glitter, if you had to guess, seems to be imprinted into her hair. She does wear what appears to be an almost elegant gown, as if she's going to a gala. And you remember Opal telling you that Vice is currently chastising the Inquisitioner, and the Inquisitioner would be the person that either convinces you to tell you the truth or persuades you in different fashions to tell them the truth, whether it be pain or other.
Looks like other.
Sorry, say that one more time. Shannon's texting distracted me. Just say the last part. Just say the.
Basically, the woman is very pretty, and she is apparently the person that gets the person in trouble to come clean, either by violence or other means.
Okay.
You also know the Inquisitioner killed someone not that long ago. So Vice, looking towards her. Now then, as we mentioned this beforehand, we can't kill the people we have brought in. It does happen from time to time, as they do sometimes go violent. But you were basically holding their hand behind their back and shattered their rib cage with the amount of force you brought their body down and collapsed their chest. You're not supposed to do that. This is the third time I'm having to repeat myself. I mean, if he wasn't going for my Wimling Wiles, why would he? I mean, have you seen me? Yes, you are physically relatively attractive. I'm sure you are. No offense, I'm not into women. But regardless of that, if they don't interact with you in that fashion, you can't tell them, "Oh, you're free to go," and then immediately grab their arm as if you're saying, "Oh, you're resisting arrest." We can only cover for you so many times. I mean, if they're easily gullible, that is not the point. You can't keep killing people. Please, in the future, we're going to have to assign someone to you to keep watch over you.
gosh.
Will they be, someone I can work with? I am sure your womanly wiles will not impede their judgment. Oh, I suppose that's too bad. And she just walks away. I wasn't done, but she continues to walk. At least she knows how to do her job. Sorry about that. Rogruk, it seems to me that you are in need of a job. While I am very grateful for that position. Is there something specifically you're looking at? According to the notes I have been given by my lieutenant and Opa herself, it seems that you have a basis in arcanic knowledge and smithing.
Yes, that is correct. I am the magic smith for the family, and am responsible for imbuing our weapons with the arcane.
Excellent. It does seem that we are in need of someone. There is a shop in town known as Ironworks that you could help out in, but specifically, if you do not, there is a job position that might be available to you, but it'd be under the king's employ.
Well, I am familiar with Hawk, and he does seem to be the good sort. What kind of assistance does he need?
Not Hawk specifically. His employer, Gustav, Dragonborn of high repute and well-renowned skill. He himself needs someone to purify a few metals for him. Unfortunately, he doesn't have time to do so, as we are currently potentially preparing for war, and he must craft magical items of weapon strength.
And what kind of pay is he offering for my services?
Unfortunately, not that much, which is why this is a job you can take. It'll cover your costs, cover your meals, and then some, but it won't make you fabulously wealthy. The job for the king itself will pay you more, but it also potentially gives you, puts you in harm's way.
Well, perhaps in exchange for my assistance with smelting some of his metals, he can upgrade my warhammer.
I'm afraid that's not part of the contract on our part. You would have to speak with him on that of yourself.
Well, I'll see what I can do then. As far as this deal with the king, could I do both, or do I have to decide?
The weapons themselves need to be forged eventually, but it's something that takes time. You can do it yourself. You won't be the only one assigned to this. In fact, we do have some people from the School of Magic itself, as well as other various smithers to help. But someone that has both skills is something we would like. But you can take it at any time. The king's request, however, is more pressing than that. I can't go into details unless you decide to take the job. I will tell you, however, that the certain set of skills that you possess is valuable, and the pay will be well.
Then let's hear it.
All right, then. He then puts down a small piece of paper and begins to inscribe a magical circle, and then inside the circle, he inscribes another spell into it. He then writes 2 lines underneath that piece of paper, signs one of the lines, flips it over, and then he states, "All right, then, what I've drawn here is a magical contract. So long as you don't describe what I'm about to tell you to anyone that doesn't have prior knowledge or has in some way or fashion been given this information, you aren't allowed to tell people this. If you do tell someone, the magical circle will activate and I will be informed."
I am familiar with magical contracts. I'll sign.
Most of the time, magical contracts usually kill people, so this is a pretty easy one. So you sign it. He then states. He furls it, puts it in his pocket. Now then, it seems to me that a magical gate to another dimension has been opened and has yet to be closed. From what is to happen, we need someone with the abilities that has been described by you, according to you, to be potentially able to close the gate. You yourself will not be the only one there. We will be sending an envoy team that has already been there with you. It has not
Okay.
been established or given this information to them to make sure that no informational leaks will happen. They will be told tomorrow. But you yourself, as a potential liaison to this, will be sent out with them. You and another member of our squad will be sent out to investigate and potentially close the door. While the door will never fully be closed, we will make sure nothing grandiose will be able to access this kingdom again, unless someone summons it.
Okay.
If you're willing to
And-
take this job, it does pay 100 gold on up front and 100 gold upon completion of the job. If you are unable to complete the job, then 50 gold due to the various danger will still be assigned to you, or anyone of your choosing upon death.
This person who will be assisting me, what will be their role?
Their role will be they are a backup in case you are not able to do your job, or if you need assistance with the job itself.
Then I'll take the job.
Very well then. He then gives you portfolio. Please look this over in case you need to speak with anyone in tow. There are a few people that you need to keep in mind, and a few people. Actually, some of them didn't return to town, but their names have been cleared, so they're free to go as they will. But the main ones you need to concern yourself about are. He then puts out the papers. You're not there. I'm just using your tokens.
Oh.
Is a woman named Becky. She's stout, sturdy, strong, but a little bit blind within the eyesight. There is another one that describes themselves as a vampire known as Micah. They seem to be drawn, weary, and very advantageous as well as very aggressive. They are more or less able to work with others so long as they understand what's currently going on. I have yet to really piece out what their story is about. One that you can likely work with is known as Ray. He's never removes the armor or helmet. I don't really understand why. It probably smells underneath there. Hasn't actually been seen without the helmet, but they themselves understand that the job needs to be completed. However, it does seem to me that they have some type of temperamental issues if they don't get their way after a while. They do seem to value life itself, as they have helped our guards and some of the soldiers in town when they would come back from the bordering scrimmages that happen from time to time with the Kingdom of Dust. So do keep that in mind. They are capable to work with you, but they may not see eye to eye with any potential violence you impose on others. There
I
is
love violence.
there's
And-
a highborn elf named Nira. She herself seems fine. She more or less has been disposed by her family, but is still able to work with them. Although she is not exactly the next heir or in line to wield anything. So she understands the plight of the people, but it's still touch and go as they're only people. And sometimes elves don't really understand that situation.
Okay. And just want to make sure. Do I have access to their testimony? Like, is Ralgruk familiar with their version of the story in regards to this, or do I need to go ask them personally?
You need to go ask them personally. They only have Opal and Isle's testimony because these guys didn't tell them anything, so they only have conjecture.
Yeah,
according
Opal
to
and
the-
Isle love me, so they definitely put in a good word, definitely 100%.
According to the notes, it does seem that this team was sent out to investigate a gate that has been opening to the Feywild. According to the notes and dossier, they had traveled through the gate to enter into the Feywild, came back with what appears to be a cat folk, No real description was given or an image was seen. They're probably still working on that, but that happened. Beyond,
I recognize that there's only one cat folk that I've seen in town, and that I should likely go speak to her before I speak to any of these people who seem very unreliable.
yeah. Apparently, after leaving the Feywild,
Yeah,
they
probably a
killed
good idea.
or maimed any individual that was considered the enemy, not inscribing or giving any information to them. So, any information needs to be brought down by the Inquisitioner herself. In doing so, potentially threatening their lives. Isle goes on like this for a while, basically chastising the team.
Okay. Ragruk takes the information provided and decides that before tomorrow comes, he needs to find an armorer and upgrade his armor in case the situation devolves into something dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Now then, if you need anything else, please let me know. We do have some weaponry skills. We do have some armor in case you need it. Down south. Quite literally down south to the next room.
Ah. As in you have an armory. Got it.
Yes. It's nothing fanciful, but it might help you out.
And would this be counted against my my pay?
It certainly would not. We don't want to send someone out unprepared.
Okay. If I wish to purchase the armor instead of just borrow it, how do I do that?
You would need to ask the armorer that's currently working there. If you decide to purchase it, it'd be on your own dime. Up front, you do now have 100 gold, so if you haven't put it in, you can put in 100 gold into your character sheet.
I did.
It all depends on what you decide to seek, but more than likely they will give you a discount price if you're working or under our employ.
Okay. Alright, then I bid Vice goodbye and I go to the armory.
Have a good day. As you head towards the armory, Opal looks towards you, waves, and she leaves. Because now she's technically not needed by the situation at hand.
Okay. Boop. Alright, so this is a D&D question. This is not a situational question. As far as armor goes, I know the armor class is there. What pieces of armor can you actually equip that affect your armor class?
Just about anything can affect your armor class, but depends on what you decide to do. I would recommend anything you're proficient in will be the best armor.
I'm proficient in pretty much every... I think actually every form of armor.
Then... Oh, you're a wizard. That's kind of weird, but
Yeah,
whatever,
I
you
am.
are also a dwarf.
Wizard dwarf. I'm gonna be a heavy armored dwarf. That's what's gonna happen.
Alright, the armors that they currently have that are considered, what's it called? Heavy of use, you will get disadvantage on stealth, due to the fact that, you'll be heavy.
Heavy.
Yep.
Go ahead.
All right. I enter the armory and look around. I see that they're well stocked, and I turn to the man behind the counter. Name's Ragruk. Was told I could come here and search for some new armor.
Oh, welcome. The man without the quivers then states, I am the armorer currently today. You said you need armor. We do have a variety of sorts. We do have half plate. Will increase your AC to 15. You will unfortunately have a disadvantage in stealth, so I would advise caution against that. We also have some other light armors themselves, if you're looking into that. But if you're looking into the higher or heavier set, we do have plate armor. It will bring your AC to 18. However, you will have a massive disadvantage in stealth itself. And it'll likely keep you from carrying many, many things.
I will upgrade to the heavy plate or the half plate, and I inquire the price of said half plate. Also, is there any chance that they would take a trade for my old quarterstaff for a portion of the price?
We don't really have that many wizards in the forefront, but I suppose we might be able to make do with some of that. If you're willing to spend some money as well as the quarterstaff, we could bring it down. Not a great expanse, I'm afraid. We can bring it down due to the employee discount you will now receive as you are part of the. What?
Employee discount.
Yeah.
No,
I'm doing way better than you guys.
yeah, that is true.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
We will price it at a armor set lower than what you have now, which is more than fair. The half plate would be 700 and 500 gold normally, but we will reduce it down to a breastplate grade, and we'll round it down to 400 gold.
400 gold. Wow.
Damn.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a lot more than a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. In that case,
armor's expensive in D&D.
Ralgruk rubs his bearded chin, trying not to give away his shock at the price of armor in the human lands, and decides that he will just take the armor as a rental and return it after the mission is completed.
Certainly. If you do manage to break the armor itself, please return it to. You can return it either to us, and we can take it. But if you want to make things easier for us, you can return it to Ironworks, and they will refit the model.
Okay. And if I'm just selling the quarterstaff, how much will he give me for that?
Again, we don't have that many mages that cast spells with the quarterstaff, but we could probably make a trade of 15 gold, perhaps.
I am going to inquire if perhaps I could get a better price if I sold it at the college.
Potentially, but I don't think they'd allow you in.
Okay, then I will go ahead and sell it for 15.
Certainly. He then states, by the way, if you do decide to go to the College of Magic and Wizardry, as some of us call it, some of them can be pedantic, asinine, really. If they have magic, usually they're kind of an ass. If you decided to sell it to them, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, they would rip you off. They'd only give you about 2 pieces of silver, if that.
Oh, well. I thank him for his intuition and his guidance.
Not everyone's bad, but I just don't care for the way this place is run.
I understand. And as I nod my head, I hand over the quarterstaff.
You hand it over, and he hands you 15 gold.
Okay. Do I just delete it from my inventory?
Yeah.
Okay.
While you're talking, you do hear a commotion in the background. During that entire process, you did hear some screaming here and there, but you were told, don't worry about that. But you then get screaming that isn't just cursing someone out. I told you before, I'm not a kid. Well, I'm afraid you have been
Oh no!
looked
I'm so
for.
sorry, my rolls are bad.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to hold you here until your parent or guardian comes and find you. I'm 32. Regardless of that, we do have. I'm afraid we just have to hold you until the representative hand and the one that called to look for you can be reached out to.
Wait, Opal would know to contact me though, right? Because Opal saw Iris with us.
Yeah, but you said you kidnapped her, so...
No, I did no such thing.
Opal would know to contact you. She likely sent out guards to come and look for you, but she's in town and must follow the process of a missing child report.
No. As long as they come to me and tell me so I can come pick up Iris.
So, I heard the commotion and I came and peeked my head through the door and heard this whole exchange. So I'm gonna step through the door and now speak to Opal.
Yeah, as you step through the door, a guard set up like a small little. They technically set it up for a kid, so it's like a small little rug with some toys about.
Yeah, but I mean, does she look like she's enjoying herself?
She looks very mad.
Hello there, Captain Opal. In case you don't remember me, I just finished speaking with Captain Vice,
Yes,
and I took the job that he was offering. Part of that is he mentioned a cat child, and I'm here to speak to the cat child. If perhaps you'll let me.
Oh, if you took the job, you technically are assigned to their team. She then looks towards the other guard in tow. Do you mind if I see the paperwork documenting the missing child? Not a child! Not a problem. Here you go, Miss Opal. Thank you. She then begins to draw out boxes, do a few notes here and there. Then she puts it towards you. Now then, you will now take responsibility of the child, and henceforth, no claim and or injury that has committed beyond this point will be assigned to us, and all blame and such will be assigned to you and any guardian and or parent she has within the city's residence. Not my kid. No, sorry. She then states, not my dad. Dad's in the Feywild. Don't care as long as this gets me out. I don't know you, sir, but thank you. Please sign here.
Oh my gosh.
She hands it the paperwork towards you.
Valgruk stares at the paperwork and at the child and signs the paperwork before handing it back to Opal and grabs the cat child by the scruff of her shirt so she can't run away.
She has hands, but you do so anyways. She's generally shorter than you, maybe like dwarf-sized, really. But upon getting the piece of paper, she looks at it. All right then, good luck. We are no longer responsible for any injury occurring to your child, and I will make sure, before Iris actually rebuts that, to clear up any information, and you are considered a classified adult within the residents of the city. Fine. Iris looks maybe like 18. Not a child, technically, but she looks very young. And, well, Ray gave a very bad description.
Ralgruk, releases or looks at Iris and kneels or squats so that they are at eye level and says in a voice that's just loud enough for her to hear and nobody else. I'm aware that you're not a child, but I need your help with the job. If I release you, will you at least hear me out?
Coming into town and doing that, making sure no maybe police officer is around. Sure, I guess. She said you're part of my team. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means either. I don't know any of the other people they mentioned, but this gate to the Feywilds that you came through, I've been tasked with fixing it. Is there any chance that you could possibly give me some idea of how to do so or what's wrong with it?
Yeah, probably, but I'm gonna have to speak with the rest of the team. Oh, I guess we generally are a team. So I don't have to repeat this. I really don't like repeating myself, if that's fine.
Yes?
Alright, let me go see if I can't sniff them out. Oh, that's weird. I can smell them going towards the shopping district. Alright, 2 of them are heading towards the shopping... No! She then sniffs the air again. 3 of them are going to the shopping district. Do you mind?
No, following you, lassie.
Alright. as you make way back to the shop stalls you were at before.
Oh.
Just real quick, how do I actually delete this quarterstaff from my inventory before I forget to do it? Do I just drag it off screen?
You
There's
go
a
to
little
your...
lock at the bottom right,
Mhm.
and if you click that, it'll
Ah,
unlock all the delete.
got it.
Ow.
So, to make things easier, Micah, you roam the streets and you're here as well.
Yes.
But Ray and Becky are also here. You notice them. If you want to interact with them, you can.
No. Sniff somebody.
Did
Great,
you
just
come
great. I
below
just shake my
Okay.
head at just watching the vampire just randomly sniffing strangers.
I just can't.
So
I
tiring.
also just ignore it, as I've seen it
What?
plenty of times before.
Was that the lady in the the blue hood with the rose crest that they just passed?
It was not.
What?
Okay.
I
Do
mean,
I have a second if I can go get some water?
Yeah,
also,
no
mother.
Okay.
Also, mother, you wouldn't know that because you didn't pass them.
I've been wandering the streets.
Yeah, not those streets.
I've been sniffing around.
Ray will talk to Zen.
Good day. I have a hat that I would like appraised.
Oh, certainly. My name is Zen. I work, well, technically I'm self-employed. Well, I can't really tell you who I'm technically how can I help you? You've clearly hear her say. You clearly can tell she's working for something or someone. Can't tell you, but might be bad at keeping secrets.
Yes. Don't care. Yes, so I had this, it seems to be a masterclass, hat made by a catwoman in the Feywild named Quinn. I wanted to get it appraised. I don't wish to sell it. I just only wish to know its value.
Oh, certainly. Let's take a look. Oh, this is very fine material. And you said the Feywild?
Yes.
Did it get imported here?
I actually bought it from a well-renowned healer in the Feywild.
Oh, huh.
Gee,
Well, I highly doubt anyone would just simply sell these, but let's take a look. You then see her roam around within the confines of the weaving of the threads and needles itself. Her eyes shift a hue that you hadn't seen the shop owner change into. You can tell that it changes into a almost prismatic eye set. Then they go back to her standard eye color. Huh. Well, this is strange, but not that uncommon, I suppose.
Yes, so do you know its value?
Like monetarily or physically?
Monetarily.
Well, the monetary value of this is a little high, a lot higher than I'm comfortable telling you, but I suppose I can. It does cost roughly around 3,000 gold.
Oh, nice.
I mean, you did say you bought it off of someone, so I can assume you knew the price, but wanted to
Well,
make sure.
Yes, well, I mean, it's one of those things, the exchange rate between the Feywild and here is completely different. So I bought it from them in their plane as one price, and I knew that it would be completely different price here.
I suppose. Although I don't know
Mother,
how you had.
Don't spoil what I'm doing with the hat. I know exactly where the hat's going.
She then states, well, I don't know how you got the currency of the Feywild, but I suppose, you still have your soul. It must be okay. The hat itself is a very powerful magical item known as a hat of disguise. It itself is a very fanciful and very beautiful hat. It's intricate, it's keen, it's very hard to import here, which is why I asked where you got it. I mean, no offense, but you are a man in armor, and sometimes the soldiers out there do steal from bodies?
Oh, I would never. I'm actually a healer.
Go
If
ahead and
I'm
roll
ever on a
deception.
battlefield,
What?
Stolen
I
from
would
bodies
never.
before.
Ray, you specifically stated, thinking back on this, you have
I wouldn't
told
steal
me.
from dead bodies. I would steal from bodies.
That's what he said.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
it is a half-truth.
It's a half truth, fine.
Roll.
But I'm not Eve.
Evil.
I'm very good at talking. I'm just socially awkward. I swear I'm a healer. You can go ask Isle at the guard. God damn it, I'm not a bad person.
She puts her hands on you, to console you, and then states, "It's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna judge. I mean, honestly, my best friend kills a lot of people. She recently got married. She's very dangerous. Don't like if you're dangerous too. That's fine. People can still love you. You'll be okay."
Bragging to this woman about all the people we killed.
I just Bray at this point is just like, I can.
But she does state, the basic abilities of the. She then looks towards Becky. You guys kind of came into the market together. Do you mind if I say it to you when she's around?
So here's the thing. I don't think anything I say or do will get this woman away from me.
Do you want me to call someone? I can call my best friend, and she might die though.
Yeah, don't get anyone you know hurt over some very large woman with a very large sword that's very intrusive to personal space.
That's not what I
Thank
meant.
you.
I meant the other way around.
I see all that as
Oh,
a
then yes,
compliment.
very much so. But allow her to go easy on her.
Ray's still mad at Becky. Really likes that idea.
You see her. Technically, you wouldn't see this, but it makes more sense if you do. You see her behind her back shift her hand to cast a spell, but with no verbal components.
Can I dodge it?
No, because it's not a spell directed towards you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But she
Probably
then
message or something.
maybe she then looks towards you because it will take some time until her friend gets here. Right. Well, the abilities of the hat itself is, every day you are able to disguise yourself into something else you deem desirable. It is not able to change the size of you, but it's slightly able to change the size. You can get like half a foot shorter or half a foot taller, but no more than that. So you will and can change it to someone else. You will look different, but if they are too tall or too short, people might catch on.
Oh, that does sound like a very
As Becky just steps on you.
applicable item, but I must not falter. I have someone I wish to give this to.
All right. Is there anything else you need?
No, I'll wait for that protection that you called.
Right. So, Miss, is there anything you need? While I distract
Yes.
you while we speak?
Well, what do you sell?
I sell a vast quantity of merchandise that is either imbued by magical properties itself or very beautiful, intricate clothing.
Oh, then no. But do you know who sells armor?
Yeah, the people at Ironworks sells armor. If you work for the guards, some of them, you can buy it from the guards themselves, but they will sell it to you at a standard price. Ironworks, the man over there, Mr. Hawk, will give you a price deal, but anything beyond what he has will be customized, and you'll have to speak with him. Well, speak with Gustav at Ironworks itself.
Well, okay. Thank you. Follows
Sure.
Ray
God damn.
again.
Okay, so do I know the name of that really nice shop out that we
Oh,
went
no.
to first?
Uh,
Like, did it have a name?
the one that you want the person fired from?
Yes.
Yeah. It's been a while and I don't have those notes on me, so
That's
I'm just
fine.
gonna I'm just gonna rename it.
Okay.
What was it again? Looking through my notes. Quick names. It's known as the Quill and Feather,
Okay. Uh,
which makes no sense because a quill has a feather on it.
good day.
Oh, yes. Fanciful one. How can I help you here today on this gracious moment? And you, miss, looking up towards you because he's technically shorter than you, but not short. How can I help such a beautiful, magnificent, tall specimen?
Like your attitude, do you have any armor for a reasonable price?
I, in fact, do. The amount of reasonable prices I have is a collective assortment of strange quantity and value. What exactly can I? Hawk, by the way, extends this out for a handshake. If you shake his hand, it's fine. If you don't, that's fine. It'll just be awkward. Help you with you today.
I don't shake his hand.
He just brings it back.
I'm looking for a chest piece of medium armor.
Looks up and down and then states, medium armor, you say. Heavy? Might fit you better, but who am I to judge someone?
Well, thank you, but I'm only proficient in medium and light armor.
Oh, certainly. Forgive my intrusion. I meant nothing by that. I do have
Well, thank you.
sets of armor itself. I do have leather armor. I do have half plate. I do have what appears to be a strange assortment of doodads that they provided me with. If you want to look or know about those, I can tell you about them, but they will be pricier, which is not something I value in my profession.
How much is the half plate armor?
The half-plate armor itself, if it's just standard, is a exorbitant amount, roughly around 750 gold. But here at Ironworks, we strive to make things more profitable, more beneficial, and to the people at hand, even better prices. He looks in the sky, almost looks proud at that. So to you, miss, such a beauty, such clear vision in our... Clearly it's not clear vision. Incredible merchandise, willing to sell you it at 300 gold. Which is actually a better price than at the discounted price.
Yeah,
That
don't have that. How about the leather armor?
The leather
Is that
armor.
a little bit cheaper?
Yes, technically, but it won't protect you as often. It is 2 grades lower than the plate armor itself, so it won't give you that amazing AC. But it will be less pain on the budget.
And what's the price of that?
It depends on which type of leather armor you're seeking. If you're just going with a standard armor set, I can probably offer you a deal.
I'm interested.
Well, the padded leather is simple 5 gold. It is 11 plus your dex modifier. A leather armor will cost you 10 gold. It is 11 plus your dex modifier. Studded leather is more impressive, which is 45 gold, but it increases your AC to 12 plus your dex modifier. Let's say you have an incredible one. I don't know how physically agile you are. In fact, you seem proud and intimidating. But let's say your dexterity modifier is a 2.
Which it is.
Yes, I know.
Thank you.
So it'd be 12 plus 2, plus anything else that modifies it, the scarab.
Which is +1, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that would add to what? My
It'd be 15. It's what you already have.
It's what I already have. Okay. That's what I
But-
thought.
If you're looking something more incredible than that, more astounding, I am willing to offer you this. He then takes out studded leather armor that's red. It's like a crimson red with dark hues and attributes to it. It looks more black red than anything else.
Ooh, okay. I'm interested.
This is known as Dragon's Blood Armor. It is dipped in the blood of a dragon itself, a red one to be exact, as he points it out towards you. It has an attributed effect infused in it to inscribe certain attributes. It is a practice that I do not condone, but dragons often come and attack people, and they often enough die or massacre the entire lot of people. So, when we get blood, we use it. I'm afraid it's something we do. But, with that attributed effect, you will gain resistance against fire.
Well, I'm interested in the price.
Right. Well, thankfully enough, the blood is no longer there. So it's just the attribute has been synced and inscribed into the armor itself. It's one way to crudely infuse a magical or biological property onto clothing and or armor. You do hear Zen behind you saying something, but that doesn't matter here or there. The price of it would normally be an extravagant amount, far beyond what would be far beyond 300 gold, and you said you don't have that. But for you, miss, for someone so reputable, I am willing to sell it at 100 gold.
What would that add to my armor class? Or would it just be a resistance to fire?
It'd be the same thing, but resistance to fire. So if you ever take any fire damage, the damage would be cut in half.
Dang. That's good, because I'm going to be throwing fire around like crazy.
And I'm gonna be using fire on your hair like crazy.
Okay, I buy it. Since I can already breathe underwater, I want to also be able to walk through fire. Can I walk through fire? Is it that good or no?
Anyone can
Just
walk through.
resistance.
You
Anyone
do
can
have
walk through fire
resistance.
once.
Like, if you're going through a
Like, how
campfire,
resistant is it?
if you're going through a campfire quickly, nothing will happen. But if you're like
Okay.
standing in it, you'll probably get hurt.
Okay, and then I don't want it.
Okay.
Fuck, it's a good deal, but it's not something I usually like. I usually stick to blacks. It's fairly black, but not my cup of tea.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna have to pass it up for now.
Very well then. I will try to make sure that Ironworks comes up with something more grandiose for someone so keen of eye and keen of interest. If I wasn't already trying to be betrothed to someone, you, miss, would be very high on my list.
I guess I'll say thank you. Ray, this person seems like more your type. I'm gonna let you talk to him
Thank
as
you.
I step away from his attitude.
Dear God. Anyways, Hawk, I'm not here to buy anything from you. I like the way you manage your shop.
Oh my
And,
god.
do you know of the Quill and Feather down the road?
First he then states, when you give him the compliment, thank you, You see him pause, you see him look down, pondering something. Well, to each their own. Yes, I know of the story itself. The store itself.
Yes, it seems as though your market here is much smaller than that one. And I think... So right now, let me just fill you in. They have no management, and it is now owned by the city until they can find new management. And if they hire anyone that is like the current help, that place will go under faster than they could even sell 5 of their items. So, I was thinking that I think you should take that location and set up shop in it, and make that the new Ironworks.
I do appreciate it. I really do. In fact, he stops himself again. Then he states, Laz, if he's trying to skip over a word, he then states, I do appreciate it. Pause. However, my contract with the city itself is with Ironworks, and we have a contract with just no expansion beyond our current building. we can't go and conglomerize the entire city and push everyone out.
No, of course not. But right now that place will close no matter what if no one takes it. So I was only thinking that it may be a better suited location for you, especially when it empties out later on.
Well then, he stops himself again and then states, if you want, I could probably work for a little bit of time, but someone truly grand, someone far beyond my skills of magic and arcane, can do a better job at this. I am sure someone like that exists. I have met a warrior of stout and honest true goodness, something righteous today. I have found someone looking to expand their skills and looking for a job.
I don't care.
The very promise. He continues anyways, but you turned him out.
I'm looking for someone who's good at business and nothing else. Also,
Could
someone
ask me,
keeps
I'm good
moving
at
me
business.
5 feet to the right, and it seems as though it's a ghost. Ooh. Whoever keeps hitting me 5 feet to the right, I'm very confused. Anyways,
Alright,
I'm throwing your name up, and stops talking, immediately runs over to Iris.
Sure. Oops.
Poor
As people
man.
step on you. Iris, before you get there, then states, I do smell them all over here, but there's a weird smell though, so. You run over towards Iris.
Like a full-on sprint.
Iris, are you okay? I heard someone filed a false report of a missing child for you.
Yeah.
Yes! Fix the situation!
Ray? That's great, but you're lying.
Oh, fuck! I clicked the wrong thing!
Immediately, Iris knows that you're completely lying. But
Oh,
because
God.
she wants this to be over with,
What?
does state, yeah, you see the ear twitch. That's
As Ray-
a shame.
Ray stumbles on his, Ray just stumbles on the words and then just notices how bad it is and just leaves, goes to the church. Ray is so done with being bad at things. Ray just walks off. Actually, Ray would hand her some human money first, gives her 15 gold to spend and down.
Thanks.
Hello there.
Ralgrook happens to notice that everyone that he's supposed to talk to is in one place
Everyone
No,
and
no.
one additional woman.
and coughs
Yes.
to get their attention before the mysterious masked knight can leave.
No, wait, I have to talk to this woman before you talk to us, whoever you are. This person is of great interest to me.
Uh,
Bes-
I'm
Deep
assuming
sighs and says, "Fine, foul creature, have your conversation." Says,
Hello there. Are you new in town?
no,
"Oh my god."
I was called here to help my
You-
friend about being harassed, or helping someone that's being harassed.
Who may that be?
That woman with the glasses.
You don't know her. Do you know
Wait.
her? Do you know her name?
Ray, while crouching in a corner, goes,
That woman keeps following me, and I'm in pain. Please rough her up a little bit, but if you don't want to, that's fine. Nothing really matters. It's okay. Okay, bye.
Gee.
Cerulean. What is your name?
Cerulean, what is your name? You just asked what is her name. It's Cerulean. But that's
Mine
never
is
you were there.
Micah.
Congratulations.
Very good to meet you, Cerulean. Tell me, why are you in town?
I'm in town to harass the person that's harassing other people.
You say Becky, my friend next to you, is
That's her
harassing
name.
the people? She's
If-
not harassing people.
According to my best friend, she has been, and my best friend has a terrible time at lying at things.
You know Ray?
Are you?
No, but
Who?
that woman over there named Zen, I know her. I know she's honest to a T and to a fault, which means I'm going to have to hurt this person, since they seem to be hurting others. I don't
I
really
shove
care that
her
you're
in
doing
intimidation
it.
because
Go
I
ahead.
am overhearing this whole thing, and I'm
Yeah, she's
I'm
not being
annoyed that
quiet about it.
she's-
So go
No.
ahead and roll intimidation.
I did.
She doesn't state and then. When she's talking to Micah, saying and she's potentially hurting people, Cerulean then states, which I really don't care, honestly. Zen asked a favor and I'm just doing her a favor. You then try to shove her with enough force to intimidate her. Nothing happens. You're strong. You're taller than this woman. You shove and you immediately get hit with. It's like you're trying to shove a pillar.
Oh no.
She looks towards you, looks towards Micah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something now. Looks towards you, takes out what appears to be a wand. The wand itself looks carved in with a strange variant of symbols itself, but there's a depiction of what appears to be a strange assortment of a starry night. Looks towards you and shoots out what appears to be missiles straight at you. The environmental structure of the wand itself then begins to collapse, turns into a strange form of dust, and simply whiffs away as she shoots missiles at you.
Oh no. Do I need to roll to block or?
No, it just happens. This is the magic missile spell. They just automatically hit.
Yeah, you can't dodge magic missile.
Okay, so I'm hit with them, and I guess I fall back. But
Potentially, you also might. If
Injured?
she hits for the max amount, you might just
Then-
immediately hit the ground and be unconscious.
okay, what do I need? So I would have to roll for this.
I
Right?
roll your damage.
Oh, okay. Well, go for it.
Oh,
I can
well,
do
luckily
what-
enough, she did not roll the max amount. So you only take 7 points of damage.
But
Damn. It's 'cause,
She
like,
ro-
literally, I was
she
killed.
threw it at me too, right?
No, she did not.
Oh,
No,
okay.
just me.
She basically said
Okay.
to you one moment, looked, pointed towards her, took a weird wand, shot it at Becky. The wand then turned to dust and blew away. Then Cerulean
Okay.
states, "Stop harassing people. Next time I'll actually use a spell that might kill you."
Use the spell. That's a bitch move.
Oh my god, she's the main character. She's so OP.
So I'm just gonna lay here because my pride's been shook.
In the background, you just hear, technically, not Zen. Technically, Ray would still be there because they have to discuss something with Ralgruk. But behind you, you do hear Cerulean and Zen speaking.
Ralbert charm person on Ray to keep him from leaving.
Now, you can continue to move, but I'm going to say DM decides you're still there. You can just keep moving if you want to. But in the background, you do hear Zen states, "Thanks, Cerulean. Yeah, I don't know what's with that person, but it seems that she keeps harassing the man in armor. Well, I gave her a warning, and as long as she doesn't do something in front of you, I really don't care. I mean, you really should care for other people other than me and your husband. I'll think about it. By the way, how's your wife? Good. You're still on that, right? You still haven't forgiven her? I still haven't forgiven her, but you know what? As long as she doesn't change and makes you happy, I'll tolerate it. She is someone you care for, and so long as I care for you, I will try not to kill her. Thanks. Anytime." While they are best friends, you can clearly tell she does not care for people. So, back to the topic at hand.
So why have you called a meeting with us? We don't know who you are. And I
Ralbert,
don't think you want to talk to me because I don't know you either.
Ralbert raised
My
his
head.
eyebrow and looked at Iris as one of the people people, lays on the ground. The vampire walks away, and the armored knight sits in the corner crying fire tears. Are these the ones? He asks Iris.
Yeah. Although I smell something demonic here. I don't know why. And angelic.
Probably me.
Ralgruk immediately tenses and takes a look around to see if anything looks out of place. He asks Iris if she can give him any more clear direction on where she's smelling the demonic angel.
It's two different scents. I doubt it's the demonic angel. And it's just in the air. I don't know specifics. I just know it's in this area. Speaking of in the area, before you probably do that, I am going to tell you. There's quite literally, you can see from the distance, there's an Aasimar currently selling wares and tears. They're probably not just an Aasimar, based on how much of a scent that they likely produce. There's also a living candle right next to them.
Okay.
That probably is the demonic source.
So we can see that though, right?
Yeah, it's not being hidden. In the distance, you just hear the Candleman going, "Come on, come all! If you all desire to be cursed, engraved, or encapsulated by my wares, do come by and I will present to you some fine tea and I think it's called China? I think that's what he told me." In the background, the woman then states, "Dear, it's fine. You don't have to try to compete with Hawk. No, Wen, I have to make sure that I am better." It's okay. We honestly just started selling things. We are technically still in our honeymoon, so making a little more money wouldn't hurt. But I have to be better. And that's just in the background.
That's just in the background. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody want to check that out before we have this conversation? Sorry, breaking character.
Right.
Anyways, where were we? Oh yeah, Ralgruk takes in the sorry lot that is the people that are supposed to help him with the job from the king, and has Iris explain what's going on to them so that they can explain their version of events to him.
Yeah.
Because that's why we came over here.
So, as the group gathers together, finally all in one place, Iris begins to extract the information, and in turn, you give the information in tow. Iris tells you that Ralgruk will be assigned to your team, and apparently you will be sent out to try to close the door. This isn't information that you're supposed to know, but it is apparently information that you'll get tomorrow. So leaving the town was probably a reason for that Isle did not tell you in case you did. In turn, there's also going to be someone else, probably not Tim, assigned to your team in case Ralgruk needs help. No one knows who that is currently just yet. In that light, Ralgruk, you learned their information, that apparently they went out, found some dead bodies, found creatures that are jumping out of the door. They managed to close the door after killing the people that were trying to open it, and acquiring Iris from the other side. It seems that they were efficient in this, which is a little troublesome if you find the murder of humanoids distasteful to you. If not, that's perfectly fine. It's a mission, it's a job. It has to be done from time to time. Just don't make it a habit of it. Or do. I don't know what your character is currently thinking. But you do learn that they're more efficient than the dossier leads to tell you.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I am efficient at all. So it probably says you realize the complete opposite from my character.
Well, my character is lawful good, so as Ralgruk hears their tale, he does develop a frown on his face at the mention of the murder of said possibly friendly humanoids, but decides that in the interest of completing the job that he's been given, he will work with them until the job is done.
Fair enough.
I would let you know that Ray would be like, every person we killed, I thoroughly tried to convince not to die.
I would say that everybody who did get killed deserved
Except
to
for
get killed.
one person. One person shouldn't have died. And I will
I
Clara Becky.
disagree about that.
Well,
And
He
then
was trying to say kill the world, but we can overlook that.
Ralgruk also overheard the conversation happening in the background, and as he wishes tells the 3 other teammates, companions, their arranged meeting time to leave with the city guard in the morning, he turns to Iris and asks her if she would like to accompany him or go with them.
I'm still kind of roaming the streets, and Opal did say that the paperwork will be clarified, and I'm
Also,
not gonna be
Iris,
harassed again.
I gave you enough gold to be able to afford an inn or go where you would like as well.
Oh, I usually just camp, but sure, Ralgrok, I'll go with you.
Alright. So, Ralgruk says his goodbyes, and then he's gonna go boopy doopy doopy doop. Doopy
so-
doop. Hey!
You go up
Doopy-doop.
there. The team decides to split off wherever they decide to go. Ray liked to go to the church. You
Yep.
to inquire
Go
about
have some
the
more
demon's
spicy
wares.
tears.
Micah may be hunting more humans, and Becky.
I'm going to casino.
going to the
Yep.
casino, which is technically where you first started, which was that bar. One thing is definitely certain. While the team has met and then split off again, one apparently went to a brothel, rounds the corner,
Shit.
so now that everyone is truly back in tow. No, she didn't go to a brothel. You made that joke earlier. I just wanted to bring that up. But whatever
I mean-
happens from this point on, your team, however awkward it is, has finally stepped into the journey of closing those dang doors as we end the
Yeah.
session for today.